Um, Christ, I nearly said hello, Booktube. Um, well, you got to start somewhere. And this is the newbie tag. It'll be divided up into two parts. This is part one, dealing with the first group of questions, of which there are only four. So let's go. Question number one: why did you start this channel? Well, I like thinking and reading about history, and also some literature and other bits and pieces from maybe what you can call philosophy. I did read Heidegger's Being and Time, and yeah, I didn't really get past the first paragraph. However, why start the channel? Yeah, to for a conversation, to talk about history and maybe a bit of literature, to go over my books, I guess, in a way, perhaps selfishly speaking. So, yeah. Question number two: what are some fun and unique qualities you can bring to BookTube? Well, I have read a fair amount of history over the years. I don't think I'm not going to say I'm well read in history, but I have perhaps some meaningful perspective and contrast. Perhaps because I'm English, living in England, but also because I've read some stuff about American history, like, for instance, this book here. However good it may be. Yeah, so I think that kind of covers that a bit. Question number three: what are you most excited about for this channel? Well, I'm not really that excited about it, to be quite honest. Not really. I just like history, and anything to do with history has got to be good. Question number four: why do you love reading? Yeah, because it is worthwhile. Perhaps one angle on this is, as we've all probably thought, comparing books to movies, and how that works out. And perhaps movies are a bit of a kind of a holiday for sorely tested minds, and books are not. Books are where you put in a little bit of effort, but you get out of more than a little bit of reward. Perhaps in physiological terms or neurological terms, it's more serotonin than short-term excited dopamine. Perhaps, not that I'm much of a have much of a knowledge in that area. Yeah. Yeah, you see, movies. I mean, some movies are really good. Some movies are really good when you watch them, but then some movies are really good perhaps a year later or 2 years later, but for a different reason. I mean, if people like Star Wars, then how about The Last Warrior or Min Bala or The Legend and Butterfly? I think they're movies, certainly from a historical-minded person, might have meaning and will have proved worthwhile. And effectively, it's just about books. I mean, this is why BookTube. This is me reading history. Not only is it what it is, there's plenty of it. I think there's 1,000 pages in this. Yeah, not far away from 1,000 pages. It's a great intro to European history. Yeah. This is a reason why I started this channel and why I like reading history. Stuff like this. And stuff like this. Of which there are 5 volumes, and it's just pretty good. not perhaps as brilliant as it ought to be, or you ought to expect it to be. It's kind of Oxford in a way, whereby they take into account different points of view, to put it one way. But otherwise, either the reality is to the fore, or at least in the background, and you're signposted to it. So I think this is probably a pretty good series. Obviously, there's a lot of absolute, utter nonsense written about this topic. Yeah, what do you expect? It's got par for the course, I should imagine. It's not a movie. It's not Master and Commander. It's the real thing, and it's Nelson. Wow. A great book. A great book. Fabulous thing. 2 volumes. John Sugden's a great biographer. In particular, he specialises in biography. Ooh, look at that. That's a receipt. It says £3.25. All right. Yep. And then there's this. Why do I love reading? For books like this, because it reads so well. I went and bought several other books by Paul Johnson on the strength of this. I mean, I'd gone up to about page 400. It just reads so well. A bit beat up. There's a horrible stain there. It reads so well. And I knew nothing about American history. Pretty much. Yeah. And then there's things like this, which is just a different order of history book, as far as I'm concerned. And it's just a lovely thing. This is I bought this second hand, as is most of my stuff. Terrific book. Why start this channel and why love reading? For this. Very good book. Really good book. Good stuff. I mean, this guy is a professor of history at Cambridge University, so he ought to know what his business is, and if anyone else has got anything to say against it and against what he has to say, then it better be really good. Otherwise, they're wasting our time. And then there's books like this, which is just a wonder. This is literally a book, a biography. It is a biography about a fabulous lady who was recruited as a secretary to a general in the Second World War, whose office was in the Cabinet War Rooms, which is at the end of King Charles Street, and under there, under Whitehall in London. And it's just a wonderful read, a terrific read. We hear how she is entertained on board ship by troops in the harbour at Gibraltar, and she has a terrific time, and so do they. Before heading off to the Atlas Mountains for a conference between top-ranking persons in the war. Fantastic thing. So, how can you not love reading with books like that? That's what I reckon anyway. That's my take on things, and I look forward to talking about these and many more books. So I think that's it for part one. Cheerio for now.